Our nation is one of a great history and of the greatest culture. I do mean it. We were the Indus Valley civilization. We are the children of Rishi Manu. We are descended from King Bharata, for we are Aryans. Also, our ancestors were. But can we say the same of our nation as of today? No, we cannot. For our nation has lost its illustrious, glorious, massively forged legacy left behind by our fathers and their fathers before them. Amongst us and amongst the entirety of Aryan history, as I say this, that there has never been a period in history where us, the Aryan nation, has fallen on more hard and miserable times than today. We have many issues plaguing our nation at this moment. Unemployment, Hindu versus Muslim, the rising wealth inequality, billionaires and beggars, racism against us Indians abroad, our increasing isolation in the world, the North and South divide, the language war, caste discrimination. And these are just few of the many issues that plague our nation at this moment. And if left unchecked, these issues, which seem harmless as of today, which seem just like any other controversies which will come and go, and just seems like any other thing which we can have a debate of. But I tell you, my friends, that this is a critical error we are making. For these are not trivial issues, but if left unchecked, these are the death bells of the Aryan civilization. There will be no nation after this. The concept Bharat, India, Indian subcontinent, Aryavarta, Jambudvipa will be dead. What we stand for will be dead. Just ask a fish what happens when the fisherman scrapes off all its scales and all its spines. What happens to the fish? It becomes a quick and delicious meal to be eaten by rabid and vicious dogs. Eaten without remorse and eaten without consequence. That, my friends, is what awaits us at the end of this road that our nation, the Indian government, is taking us at this moment. That is the destiny, that is the ultimate promise that the Indian government is leading us like a false prophet to an extinction. So many issues, but so little time. Us, the common people, me and you, we wake up, go to job, spend some time with the family coming home, watch TV or meet some friends, and sleep. Besides sleeping, what else can we do? Because our day has been so hard in office. We have worked like slaves. Yet, day by day, the cost of living is only increasing. Inflation is not going down. Unemployment, millions are coming out of the factories, not really schools, but what they are factories producing broken-hearted souls, leading them on with a promise of a good future with a degree. Yet when they come out, they are left broken, hopeless, cast into the world with no hope of a job and no hope of a future. And in such a circumstance, how can we not help but be overwhelmed? How can we not help but be confused? We don't know what is right, what is wrong, which issue really matters, which issue doesn't matter. We don't know what's right and wrong. We are left divided. And these issues is like a cancer that divides us and eats us from within. These issues are not the cause themselves, but they are merely symptoms of the real underlying issue underneath. Just as maggots on a corpse doesn't mean the maggots and flies kill the person, it is already a sign, it is merely a symptom that the poor soul is no more. Aryans, I tell you that poor soul is none but ourselves. It is us, the common Bharatiyas. It is the men from Nagaland to Rajasthan. It is the men from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We are infected with the cancer, and there is no other way to put it. It is a cancer, it is a tumor, it is something eating us from within. It is a parasitic growth, eating off our fruits of labor and our natural body. They rot us from within, they cut us from our life force. Yet, their loyal lapdogs, the media, always portrays them to us as saviors and gods and prophets. Such lower humbuggery and such lower scum behavior and filthy scams that have been leading us Indian people astray from the last 75 years is a sin on God's green earth. I talk about this because they want you to not know about this. If a patient has a cancer, do you think it is good for the cancer to know that they have cancer? And if a patient has cancer, how will they know if they have a cancer without even going to the doctor first? How can he solve the issue? How can he go get a surgery done if he doesn't even know he has a cancer? What happened is that we have become distracted and we are purposely being distracted. These low-class criminals wish and want you to remain distracted from the real issues that's rotting us from within. They want to destroy us with their cheap petty politics, childish controversies, and the most insignificant, ridiculous controversies they pull out of nowhere. Putting on a cover on our eyes through YouTube, Facebook, social media, and all that rubbish. While we remain distracted by the flutes, they rip the heart out of our nation. This class of people are the root cause of every damn issue in our nation. From the damn pothole in front of your house, wherever you may be, to the damn Hindu versus Muslim controversy and the rising Hindu versus Muslim carnage, which inevitably will come. Every damn issue is caused by them. How many of us in school have wondered how could a handful of English rule over more than 300 million people for over a century? I want you to remember that word, 300 million. Do you know how many stadiums that would fill? Do you know how many IPL stadiums that would fill? 300 million people ruled over by a handful of Brits. I tell you this, my people, that we didn't get independence in 1947. The only thing that changed was that instead of a few handful of Englishmen ruling us, a few handful of these treacherous class who betrayed their own nation, who betrayed their own race, who betrayed the freedom fighters who fought for a utopia and their vision of a strong Bharata, to now rule more than 1 billion of us. Just think of the 1 billion of us. Both are the same, the Brits and this new class, the same parasite sucking the blood from us. I'm just a medical checkup. All I am is informing the patient that yes, within us there is a cancer and tumor is on the verge. to desecrate and destroy our body. It is now time to unite. It is now time to unite. To unite against the wishes of this parasites within us. We have no one to help us. We may think that there are different parties, different faces, different choices available, different leaders, but they are all the same. We are all smart enough and with enough common sense to know that mosquito or cockroach, you do not choose. A pest remains a pest in the end. So why don't we recognize it here? Why don't we recognize the pest for what it is? No one will save us. Certainly no party will save us. We only have ourselves. Yes, it is us, the auto driver, the 9 to 5 worker, the chai wala, the young college student, the Swiggy delivery boy. Us nobodies, us commoners, us powerless people must unite. For united we stand, divided we fall. And all of us must unite to rid the nation of this political vermin. Jai Bharata.